Hi, my name is Meghan Huthsteiner, and I am the host of Bookish Meet the Authors, a television show that highlights the work of book authors globally. You'll be able to see this interview on In the Limelight TV, which is distributed on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and 100 other smart TV apps. The audio version of your interview can be heard wherever you listen to your podcast. Today, I have Nicole Mixdorf. She is a #1 international best-selling author, keynote speaker, and the founder and chief wellness officer of Balance by Nature. She has been recognized as the most influential woman in corporate wellness services USA for the last 4 years in a row. Top 100 healthcare leader in the world in 2021, thought leader of our generation in 2023, and top 10 successful business leader revamping the future in 2021. Nicole is a prolific speaker, master teacher, and healer, delivering over 30 master classes on inspirational personal development, stress elimination, and wellness topics. Her passion, wisdom, and enthusiasm draw her audiences in to uncover deep truths about themselves so that they can live their best lives. Her unique brilliance lies in her ability to instantaneously put people at ease and uplift the energy to everyone around her. She is passionate about teaching executives and business professionals how to create sustainable balance to thrive. And Nicole, I adore you, and that is exactly what you are capable of doing. It's so well said and put. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm just honored to be here, and it's always wonderful reconnecting with you.
I love it. So I would like to share with the audience, how did you get started in this business? Well, what intrigued you?
Yeah, I started my company Balance by Nature about 10 years ago after spending my career in the corporate world. So I used to be on the other side. I used to be one of those stressed out executives burning the candle from both ends for a little too long. And it was fine though. I loved what I did. I was traveling around the world. I was leading this big international team. I was making lots of money, winning awards. I was ticking all the boxes. And, if you asked me if I was happy in my career, I absolutely would have said yes. But the truth is, it was really stressful. And, that was okay for a really long time until my dad, got sick with cancer. And then I had a lot of stress in my work life, and I had a lot of stress in my home life. And then all that stress started making me physically sick. And, at that point in my life, I don't think I knew how to slow down. So I just did what every other corporate professional does, which is to just keep on going and pop a few pills and hope the problem goes away. But it just wasn't sustainable. And after a long time, it really degraded to the point that that health condition started affecting every single aspect of my life. And I had to take some time off of work to heal my body. And when I did do that, and I removed a large source of stress, it really, all of a sudden I got inspired and I healed, and my symptoms just went away. And I was like, wow, the truth is, my story wasn't unique. There are so many other people that are suffering from so many issues that are just fighting their way through it. And that's, I thought this is a problem that is happening everywhere in the world right now. And especially in this country, it's like a stress epidemic. And I got really inspired to do something about it. So that's kind of what inspired me to start my business and, get out there and try to help other busy professionals learn how to create sustainable balance in their lives so they can heal their bodies and thrive. That's really kind of what it's all about.
That's amazing. I love your story. The backstory it's absolutely beautiful, and very similar feelings towards you get burnt out. How do you keep the culture within a company? It's extremely hard to do, especially when everybody is going through something. So
Yeah.
my understanding of your company is that you come in and you help those businesses up level. Can you share more, and what does that look like?
Yeah, definitely. So, we really take a consultative approach. We really want to understand what's happening in the business because every company is very unique, right? And their culture is unique. So, we want to understand what's going on with your culture, what's happening with your people, how's stress affecting everyone? Do you have a lot of burnout going on? Do you have a lot of turnover happening? And how can we start to shift that dynamic, right? By bringing programming in that's going to support, the physical, mental, emotional, social, financial well being of their staff, so that people can feel good at work. I think in the last 3 years through this pandemic, people have been experiencing the most intense chronic stress of their lives. And it's almost like as we're coming out of this, that people are being expected to move forward as if nothing happened.
Mhm.
But the truth is, something happened and it was traumatic. And a lot of people don't have the tools and didn't have the tools on how to process everything that they went through. And they're still carrying a lot of that with them as a big burden. So, one of the things that we love to do are just giving employees different opportunities to heal. So we've started integrating a lot of holistic healing modalities into our programming. So beyond just, your stress reduction and your fitness and nutrition programs, we're bringing in a lot of holistic healing. So we want to give people real tools. So we're bringing in Ayurvedic medicine, Chinese medicine, hypnotherapy, EFT tapping, Reiki guided meditations, all kinds of really cool, somatic healing, different things that people can start to implement into their daily routines so that they can feel better. Because at the end of the day, if you are working a full day, you don't deserve to feel overwhelmed, stressed out, and underwater at the end of working a long full day. You deserve at the end of working a long full day to be able to pat yourself on the back and say, I did a great job today. Job well done. I can finish my day feeling good. I can now adjust into my home life piece where I can do things that make me feel good. I can do something that brings me joy, that, helps me feel balanced in my day so that I get to feel good every day. Because to me, that's the goal.
I think that that's really wise of you to have acknowledged that burnout, that corporate burnout, and that transition into something that was more meaningful. So that kind of leads me into your book and what you've written about, and it's Ignite Your Wisdom.
Mhm.
Would you like to give us a little sneak peek into your story and what that was about?
Yeah. So, Ignite Your Wisdom, the story that I shared in there was about really breaking through my fears to start my business. So, I already shared with you kind of like why I started my business. So, in that story, I really get into the details of, how I went through that process, my whole mindset shift that happened, and how I got to kind of get past the fear that was holding me back. So, I connected to that idea of what I wanted to do. But the idea of like quitting my job and letting go of my lucrative career and all the money that I was making and the status that I had and all the travel opportunities, like it terrified me. But, there was like this purpose that was driving me forward. And so I really share a lot of like amazing nuggets of wisdom and things, aha moments that I gained on that whole path to really connect into that sense of purpose, so that I could break past not only the fears that I had, but the fears that other people were projecting on me as well, so that I could really, live the life that I was meant to live and have the impact I was meant to have.
Do you, so going through all of that, have you received advice that has just completely stuck out to you? Would you say like there was just something that somebody told me that was like that moment where it just clicked and you're like, I'm gonna run with that?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And I share it in the book, but I will share it with you all now because it is truly one of the greatest pieces of advice that I had ever received in my life. So, I was at this moment where I wanted to do this business, but the idea of quitting my job scared me. So I could go back into my role that I was in. I was also being recruited by another company, a competitor that wanted to pay me even more money, or I could just throw it all to the wind and start my business. And so I didn't know really what I wanted to do. And the advice that really pushed me over the edge came from my 92-year-old neighbor. His name was Jack, and he's since passed away, but he used to sit out front of his house waiting for people to walk by. And I went for a walk that day and I saw him there and I just went over to say hi. And he had no idea that I had a big decision sitting on my shoulders and that I was kind of weighing out, like, what do I do? But for whatever reason that day, he looked me straight in the eye and he said, of all the things that I've learned in all my years, is that if there's something you want to do it now. Don't wait, because opportunities won't last forever. And one day you'll be standing here like an old man, looking back at your life, thinking about the things that you did do and thinking about the things that you didn't do. So if there's something you want to do it now. And I was like, and it still gives me like the full body chills, like when I think about it. And it was like the message that I was waiting for, that I had been praying for. And it was like, oh my God, like this is it. I literally turned around on the spot, marched back in my house and told my husband, that's it. I'm quitting my job and I'm starting this business. And I never looked back.
With you, my whole body just got chills. I got to go shave again now. Thank you very much. I love that. I especially love the fact that you brought in the generation above us with all the wisdom that they have to share, and how important it is to not forget about our elderly. I know that like this isn't like what we were talking about, but it's so poignant to have those conversations with even strangers, just talking to them, opening up and being willing to just be able to connect. And that's what I love about you. You're so wonderful. So in that, what kind of message have you, do you feel like you have now and that you want to share with everybody? Have you came up with that? Like, have you been like thinking, you know what, there's just something inside me that I just want to get out to the world?
I mean, the biggest message that I have for people is to not let your challenges define you with whatever is going on in your life. You know, we all go through so much, and, you know, sometimes we allow those challenges and those experiences that we have to hold us back from doing what we really want to do. And, you know, I've dealt with so much adversity in my life. I've dealt with a lot of loss and grief and, you know, pain and all of this, while also at the same time, and illness, while also at the same time, like marrying the love of my life, like buying an amazing home, starting my family, launching this hugely successful business. And so like you can do it all. You absolutely can. You just have to keep moving forward. It's about reconnecting to your sense of self, really figuring out what lights you up inside. What gets you excited? What are you passionate about? Can you connect to a sense of purpose? Because as soon as you can, and you figure out like what you are doing on this planet, what I'm meant to do, when you connect to that, it just feels like something that's just drawing you in, just feels like a magnet that's pulling you forward. And when you start on that path, you know, along that purpose, you just know that you're doing what you're meant to do. And it's almost like you can look at all the difficulty and you can look at the hardship that's happening simultaneously in your life and go, you know what? I am not going to let this define me. I'm not going to let this hold me back from doing what I want to do, from doing what I am meant to do. I'm going to allow myself to move forward. And when you're able to do that, it allows you to focus on the beautiful things that are happening in your life rather than just staying so fixated on the little pieces that are out of alignment. So it's like that mindset shift that you can have when you focus, whatever you focus on is what's going to grow. And when you can connect to that sense of purpose in your life and you put your energy and your focus on that, it allows you to navigate the difficulty in your life with so much more grace and get through it with so much more ease than you ever thought was possible.
You have such an elegance to your speaking. You're so wonderful. And, you know, I have a little sneak peek in your app. So what's kind of really cool about Nicole's approach to it is that you highlight different, because we're all bio-individually different. And so it's not just like, because someone could be sitting here and be like, yeah, but I don't know how to do that. Yeah, but you're over there and I don't know how, you're not going to come to me. So you've created this app, and please, if you would take the reins on this and just highlight why the app is so amazing and why it could help everybody, any part in the world.
Thank you so much for asking. So we have been building for the last year and a half this amazing program, our Balance by Nature Wholeness program. It's now an app, so you can find it in the app stores for Balance by Nature. And this is the program that I designed for our corporate wellness clients, but I just decided to open it up to the public because I thought, you know what, everyone needs access to this content so that they can feel supported in living their own best lives. So the app has a lot of different content pieces in it. You are going to be able to go on these personal development journeys with me that I take people on every single quarter. So each quarter, I'm going through, all these different skills that you're going to get. So there's these 6 master classes, and it takes place in a different virtual destination around the world. So there's kind of some travel themed gamification, which makes it fun. But you learn about stress elimination, how to regulate your nervous system, how to release the grip of anxiety, how to stay calm in the face of a crisis, right? There is a journey all about growth mindset. So how to shift your mindset, how to get out of your own way so that you can feel good and be more successful in your life. There's a journey all about mental and emotional healing. So how can you transcend grief, break through fear, how you can tap into forgiveness, how you can release, the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. I've got a journey in there all about mindful leadership. So it's about how to combat burnout, how to motivate unity and embrace change, how to be a more mindful leader. We've got one on financial freedom. There's all kinds of different amazing content in there for those personal development journeys. And then on top of that, you get supported by this daily schedule of live streamed holistic healing events. So things like Reiki guided meditations, chair yoga classes, desk stretching that you can do in the middle of your day, Qigong classes, EFT tapping, which is emotional freedom technique. We're bringing in some Ayurvedic medicine. There's healthy cooking classes in there. I've got an inspired speakers series where I bring in just amazing speakers from all around the world to just uplift and inspire you to kind of move to the next level in your life. So there's tons of on-demand content in addition to those live classes. We're also building a community of wholeness, like a wholeness tribe. So you'll get to be able to connect with peers, to share your own stories and experiences, to cheer each other on towards our own personal goals for our health and energy and happiness goals that we set that we can track in the app. So there's a lot of pieces to it. And I'm just so excited to birth this into the world and to give people opportunities to heal their bodies and find their balance so that they can feel good and they can thrive.
You haven't missed a thing. You've literally hit everything. I'm like, oh yeah, I could use that. I could use that. Oh, cool. I could do that. I want to learn that. It's amazing. And I'm so grateful to actually know the person that has created this. You're such a blessing to all of us. And so where can people find you? Where do we get in touch with you if they want to also learn from you?
Oh, thank you so much. So I am happy to offer a very special gift to your audience. So if anybody's interested in checking out our Balance by Nature app, you can definitely find it in the App Store, both in the Apple App Store and in the Google Play Store. However, if you click on the link that I will give to you, I'm going to gift you all a free 30-day trial. And then you get this for a special promotional price of only $7 a month. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, I will give you a special link so that you can offer that gift out to your audience at a very special price point. And then you can also find us on balancebynature.com. So if you're interested in doing corporate wellness programs, bringing this type of inspiring content in for your work and where you are, I'd love to connect with you about that. So you can find me there at balancebynature.com, or you can also find us on social media. So you can follow me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, Facebook, all the rest. So I look forward to connecting.
Oh, thank you so much, Nicole. It's such an honor. And everyone, you could also find all the links below. I'll add them in. And again, Nicole, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for everything. You're just absolutely amazing. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we sign off?
I just want to thank you so much for the opportunity to come and just connect with you and just share my message with the world about healing. And the last thing I just want to leave people with is just this idea that healing is possible. Healing is possible for you. And just know that anything that you want to do in your life is meant for you. If you have a desire of something that you want to do, just know that it was placed into your heart for a reason, and explore that. Get curious about it. Take steps forward every single day to start exploring that, because the more that you do it, the more excited that you're going to get. And just know that you can have whatever life that you want. So no matter what's going on in your life at the moment, just remember that it's all temporary, and that we have so much beautiful power within us to make positive changes anytime we want.
You have such great wisdom. Thank you, Nicole. I adore you.
Thank
You
you.
have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.